Is this part 5? We on the part 5 now, man. I told y'all we gonna do 8 parts of this shit. We gonna do 8 parts, man. We not like old little goofy dude that did the whole 5 hours, the whole 4 hours. Yeah, we ain't like little goofy. I'm sorry.
Nigga did the whole 4 hours.
He did the whole 4 hours.
Damn.
Let's get to this though, man.
Authorities in London would still be clueless as to where Suspect was hiding, and he would continue
120 likes.
living and laughing it up in Africa and recording offensive music. Next up, on November the 19th, 2020, Suspect released the song Dugout, with a music video on UK drill platform Mixtape Madness. Once again, using a body double, donning a red band.
Did we do? Was we right here?
Bandana to appear as if he was still rolling with the gang in London, and once again the official upload would eventually wind up being removed from YouTube at the request of London's Metropolitan Police. But once again, the removal did nothing to stop the virality of this murderous drill rapper that had the entire UK drill scene captivated with his creative and cruel lyrics. As mentioned before, Dugout is a disturbing track where Suspect goes into gritty detail about the dangerous gang lifestyle that he's lived since being a child, opening the hook with a dark but thought-provoking lyric where he reflects on getting into a deadly gang beef with former friends that he went to school and played with. This particular bar really stuck me because it just goes to show the sad state of this young man's life, where he found himself quite literally trying to kill his schoolyard friends. When you reflect on them, these lyrics are truly sad and are an insightful snapshot of gang life anywhere in the world. Whether it's the council blocks of Agar Grove or the public housing of O Block and 63rd, young men from all over the world grow up as innocent kids playing, but as years pass by, they're unfortunate enough to be trapped in an environment plagued by the gangbanging mentality. There's a high chance that they're going to grow up and be groomed into that lifestyle. A lifestyle that unfortunately encourages them to kill or be killed by those same people that they were playing with in the sandbox and the schoolyard. And that's a tragedy, and it's nothing to be glorified, and something needs to be done to stop this happening over and over. Suspect was clearly no saint in the streets, and his mentality clearly contributed to him doing terrible things to people from his community. However, the self-awareness he displayed in some of these songs are remarkably rare for a UK drill rapper. So regardless of the bad things Suspect did and brags about, his words at the very least give us an insight into the corrupt mindset that leads people to commit these violent crimes. However, don't get it twisted. This golden moment of self-reflection is quickly contrasted with belligerent and violent disses towards his ops, dead and alive, as he describes a string of attacks putting his ops on ropes, as well as saying he's smoking on his 2 victims from the rival gang, C-Miz and Culprit. And after mocking those 2 people he killed, he goes on to describe himself as the Grim Reaper of Agar Grove, and his active gang partners as leaving roads taped off as crime scenes and taking their ops' souls from them. These are seriously dark lyrics, bordering on something out of a horror movie. But when you consider the fact that Suspect isn't just painting a picture of fictional violence, but recounting real violent acts he did, at a certain point it begins to feel like his music represents something more akin to a snuff film than a horror film. Elsewhere in the song, perhaps unintentionally showcasing his immature mindset, Suspect goes on to liken the violent gang war in Camden to the video game Call of Duty, referring to his ops as being unable to respawn or revive when his gang turn his enemies' hearts off with knives or shoot them in the head in an attempt to get instant kills. And going on to rap jaw-dropping lyrics or
I said that in the track.
Fuck. Died on that spot.
shoot them in the head in an attempt to get instant kills. And going on to rap jaw-dropping lyrics that continue with the Call of Duty video game metaphor, suggesting that his ops are noobs at the game of real-life gang warfare, and suggesting that they start beef with him, get stabbed, and regret their injuries. With Suspect going on to say outright he's living modern warfare, but his life isn't a game like Call of Duty, and referencing the 2 murders that he had seemingly gotten away with at this point, rapping that his ops want to stop his kill streak, and that if he commits a 3rd murder, he'll unlock a UAV like in Call of Duty. Another reference to the reward for carrying out a 3 kill streak in the game. Along with these lines, the music video also featured sound effects and animations straight out of the game Call of Duty, further trivializing the real-life violence that he's recounting. These are dark, twisted lyrics, but you have to admit, at the very least, Suspect does have a talent for metaphors, which would be respectable possible if he wasn't bragging about real-life gruesome murders. Off the back of this line, Suspect then goes on to deliver another impressive lyrical arrangement, proceeding to use the rest of his verse describing things in his life that relate to numbers, counting from 1 to 10. One more murder and he's got a UAV, Sus rolls with 2 zombie knives along with S-Wavy and SY, making it 3 savages in an SUV. He asks his fellow driller to pass him the 4.4 pistol. He says he's now in the 5 or 51st territory with 6 bullets in his gun. He says he rides with members from the 7 or his own gang 71st. He shouts out Blitz, calling him a legend with the Tray 8 or 3.8 pistol. He warns his ops not to get hit with a bullet from the 9mm pistol, and ending the verse by bragging that a 10-person jury couldn't unanimously agree to convict him, so he walked free. Once again, Suspect used this song to prove to the world that he's not your average drill rapper. His lyrical ability was a cut above the usual standard for drill rap, and combining that with the sad fact that Suspect's lyrics about committing violent acts were 100% true, and the fact that he was literally on the run for murder while these songs were being released, made Suspect's music a hot topic amongst UK drill fans. By November the 25th, Suspect had amassed 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and going into December, he would continue giving the fans exactly what they came for: more violent but thought-provoking drill lyrics, all the while ducking the authorities. In December 2020, Suspect would post a video saying that he's smoking C-Miz on social media.
Oh, you don't know? Calvin comes in as well.
Mad.
C-Biz.
And previewing an upcoming Active Gang freestyle. That teaser would be followed by a major release. On December the 4th, 2020, Suspect and T-Scam dropped their track Turn Up with another music video made by Pac-Man TV and uploaded onto prominent UK rap YouTube channel GRM Daily. Clearly, music was beginning to pay better than the streets, as the music video would be wall-to-wall with Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, and music video baddies that fit in well with the party vibe of the beat and lyrics. It also featured another actor donning a blood bandana and playing Suspect alongside a masked T-Scam. Despite the party theme of the song, Turn Up was of course another brutal gangbanging anthem where Suspect outright says that if you claim 51st, you'll get murdered. And it also included a lot of specific references to the Camden gang wars. In one line, Suspect references an incident where they shot a rival gang Peckwater, rapping that when they started shooting, people were dropping their drinks and that they had 20 ops screaming, "Where's the burner?" This was a reference to a social media video that had circulated showing gang members from 51st reacting to a shooting and yelling in the street to get the guns. As well as saying that he misses his fallen members AK and S45 and that because of this loss, he won't stop beefing until all of his ops are dead. In the next verse, T-Scam would openly reference the murder of Culprit once more and use more sound effects from Call of Duty in the background. Unsurprisingly, due to all of the violent content, once again, the official upload of this song was taken down by the police. But this didn't discourage Suspect, and Turn Up would be followed on the 24th of December 2020 by his previously teased appearance alongside Too Smokey from Active Gang on the famous rap freestyle platform Plugged In with Fumes the Engineer. This track featured some of the most savage lyrics Suspect had rapped to date, opening his verse with the jaw-dropping bar asking the listener if they've ever heard someone's last words, and rapping that when his ops are dying, trying to say those last words, he tells them, "Shush you nerd, go gulag and ride your bird," a British phrase meaning to serve your sentence in prison, and another reference to the video game Call of Duty War. Dying, trying to say those last words, he tells them, "Shush you nerd, go gulag and ride your bird," a British phrase meaning to serve your sentence in prison, and another reference to the video game Call of Duty Warzone, referring to the gulag, the place in the game where eliminated players go after they die to compete in a one-on-one fight for the chance to respawn back into the main game. When you know the deadly reality behind some of these lyrics, it's really crazy hearing somebody trivialize a real murder like this. But from here, he goes on to drop shocking but skillfully phrased lyrics that paint a vivid picture of his violent life as a driller, rapping that he opens his ops' chests like there's treasure inside, and ending his verse,
"Open their chest like there's treasure inside." Oh my god, that nigga said, what? Over his chest, like it's treasure.
Rapping that he opens his ops' chests like there's treasure inside, and ending his verse with another interesting lyrical technique where he describes his routine hunting for ops using each letter of the alphabet. He says he's trying to get from A to B, doing laps in the C, which is his op lock combo. His gear is in D, so his car is in drive while he's looking for his ops, until his tank of petrol or gas is on E or empty. He doesn't give an F. He says he will kill any G from a rival gang. He shouts out Hitman or H from Active Gang and says that he stabs ops like I or himself, basically saying that when it comes to stabbings, he can only compare to himself as no one is as active as him. He says that he got blood on his Jordans or J's the night he caught a body, and then fellow Active Gang rapper Too Smokey would continue this technique in his own verse, this time starting from A and going all the way to T, and then when Suspect jumps in with another verse, he goes from K all the way to Z, using most of these letters to openly describe him and his gang committing murders, specifically saying in 2019 they got 2 W's and that someone else got X'd in 2020, seemingly more references to the murders of C-Miz, Culprit and Gucci. When Too Smokey jumps back on the mic, he continues the disrespect, ending his verse with a particularly flippant line saying that he was in jail when somebody died and that when he heard the news, he laughed until he nearly cried. Once again, to the surprise of nobody except perhaps Suspect, this freestyle would be removed from YouTube by the Met Police. On January the 7th, 2021, Suspect would take his frustrations to social media, complaining that him and his crew had spent time and money on music videos and accusing the police of targeting Active Gang and taking down their videos for no apparent reason. Clearly lacking the self-awareness to realize it's obviously because he's wanted for murder, but he goes on to say that the police haven't even contacted anyone or explained anything, and pointing out the fact that the versions of the song that are up were censored, and saying that Active Gang are just a music group who are trying to make it out of the hood and that the police want to stop that, ending the message saying F the police and more music would come. On January the 20th, 2021, in the form of the Active Gang posse cut Who's Bad, featuring S-Wavy, Yevs, Too Smokey, and Suspect himself. It came with another Blood Gang themed music video filmed around Agar Grove with members rapping kitted out in designer drip. In Suspect's verse, he claimed that somebody in his gang has 2 bodies and that if he kills another one, it'll render him a serial killer. This is another smart lyric as he uses the double meaning of the word cereal, referencing the breakfast cereal Special K, saying that his third killing or K will be special because it will make him a serial killer. And if you watch my King Von video, you'll know that in order to be a serial killer, you need to kill 3 or more people in different locations with more than a month between them. Even rapping in one bar that they're getting more attention from women now because everybody knows they're killers. Yevs would end his verse saying outright that he has bodies, and in Too Smokey's verse, he compares hunting ops to the kids' game of hide and seek, promising to shoot his ops on sight.
The way he break this down was like he should be working with the feds. The way he got this, the feds had this.
All the way down.
What? The feds had this. They put this up in the courtroom. You're done. You're done.
All of that? He doing all of that?
Bro, you're done. You want to run for 2 bodies? You talking like this, nigga? The feds, you're done.
He broke it down.
That nigga Trap Lord, man. Yo, y'all saw my nigga. Shout out my nigga Do-Roll posted. Trap Lord just followed Do-Roll on Instagram. My son posted that shit was like this. Yo, it was like this. I was about to write that nigga and say, oh man, be careful. That nigga following you. Nigga might be a Do-Roll story coming soon. I hope not. But shit.
Throwaway lyric to
You don't want that nigga
investigating yet another.
You don't want that nigga investigating you. Yeah, so my mama. You don't want Trap Law investigating you.
Example, showing me that to these guys, gang violence is as normal as a schoolyard game. Of course, this song didn't stay up for long on YouTube either, and neither did Suspect's next song, the collab track Block Heroes with Nino Uptown, released on February the 14th, which once again was taken down from YouTube by the authorities. But the police's attempts to suppress Suspect's voice were futile. In fact, they may have even accidentally helped build the legacy of this murdering rapper who could not be stopped. By this point, Suspect was picking up fans all over the world. Even popular US celebrity influencer Tana Mongeau was actually filmed on Snapchat listening to Suspect's song Dugout at this time, and capitalizing on the momentum, Suspect would continue to release music, arguably making steps to make his songs a touch more commercially friendly. On March the 28th, 2021, Suspect would drop his new single Moonwalk, but this Michael Jackson themed song was far from the Jackson 5. This song was back-to-back with more violent and disrespectful lyrics. However, on this track, he didn't diss any victims by name, and as a result, the original upload of the song remained public on YouTube. The song was Michael Jackson inspired by in more ways than just its name. Suspect would compare his revolver's chamber spinning and its recoil kicking to Michael's classic dance moves. Many of the bars featured puns on the titles of Michael Jackson songs, but in this case with a violent knife crime twist, saying that his drug-addicted fiends in the trap dance like the zombies from the Thriller music video, and saying that he turns his ops coats red with blood like the red jacket Jackson wore in that Thriller video. He describes himself as a smooth criminal who can still get girls into bed despite his murderous tendencies. He would reference Michael Jackson's lyrics on Can't Stop Till You Get Enough in reference to his own habit of making his enemies' hearts stop with a knife, even using MJ song titles to recreate a conversation he had with detectives, and the early MJ album title Off the Wall to refer to how he beats his enemies, and saying it's human nature to make mistakes, warning his ops not to make a fatal mistake in calling his bluff. The song also delivers a creepy chorus where he compares swinging a knife at his ops' heads like playing Fruit Ninja on the iPad, and saying that he can kill it laying pipe in the bedroom with as much skill as he kills his ops in the streets. In the second verse, Suspect compares himself to Michael Jackson being the king of pop, crowning himself the king of drill because he actually does his drills, as well as seemingly hinting at having gotten away with murder twice, rapping that he could have got life, so he thanks God twice. He would end his verse with a number of lyrics which were censored in the music video, including a bar where he appears to say that he's smoking Culprit and C Miz, and that they died at the scene, along with another censored bar that saw Suspect threatening to kill any op in the 5 or 51st. Once again, rapping using kids' nursery rhymes here, likening the killings he does in the streets to schoolyard games. And let's be honest, rapping drill nursery rhymes is obviously going to appeal to children, and these kind of techniques make this violent content accessible to kids. Moonwalk was a resounding success for Suspect, running up over 200,000 views in its first few days, 500,000 views in less than a month after its upload, and more importantly, being one of the few professional-grade songs that he created while on the run not to have been taken down by YouTube. Suspect was on a roll and developing his rap skills to a whole new level. But let's remember, this is nothing to glamorize. Despite his emerging skill as a wordsmith, realistically, the question has always lingered. Would Suspect have this much success had he not killed 2 people before starting his rap career? There's no denying over the 1 year plus that he spent on the run in Kenya that he became a talented writer and rapper. But the real talent behind the music was one for violence, destruction, and murder. Perhaps the music listen public didn't quite know the true sentiments behind these songs, or perhaps they did, and that's what made him so successful. Drill music over the years has cultivated an interesting position in the overlap between gangster rap and non-fiction true crime, and Suspect was seemingly able to capitalize on this culture that was celebrating murder like no one else from the UK ever had. But little did he know, the clock would be ticking, and the authorities were doing more than just taking his songs down. They were keeping a close eye on his activities and social media, building up a picture of exactly what he was doing. But before they could swoop in and deliver justice, the war going on back in Camden would continue to rage on. While Suspect was becoming a famous drill rapper thousands of miles away from the gang war that he played a deadly role in, the members left behind in Camden would still be dealing with the day-to-day horrors of an all-out gang war. On December the 22nd, 2020, a video from drills from 51st being chased by active gang members into a police station is posted on social media. Drills would post on Snapchat defending his actions to save face, saying that at the time he was signing on at probation at the police station when he was ambushed, claiming that he grabbed a chair to throw it at them when the attackers pulled out knives, at which point he understandably blocked the door to defend himself from a stabbing, suggesting that anyone in his shoes would have hid inside too. However, as this clip circulated, Suspect himself would pipe up, saying that his gang only get their phones out and film when they can't touch their ops, and suggesting that Drills was lying about throwing a chair because in the police station they're apparently all bolted to the floor. This would be followed by Drills posting chair because in the...
Before you take them in, pause. Remember the chairs are stuck down in the police station. Start with the cappity cap. Oh shit.
Police station, they're apparently all bolted to the floor. This would be followed by Drills posting clips of himself seemingly stealing phones and hunting down ops in the streets.
Phones and using the phone to track him down.
What the fuck ain't got going?
Drills would also post a clip that appeared to show him spinning blocks in 71st that very night looking for retaliation. And he would go on to post saying that he went to all of their blocks and now everyone is silent. In the grand scheme of things, this was a minor exchange, but clearly both sides of this war were serious about catching up with the other side. Around February the 2021, active gang were apparently so determined to catch their ops, they started posting videos of themselves training on Snap.
On your marks, get set, go!
Nah, they said them niggas is training. The niggas is in training right now to catch the ops. Oh, Bookland, niggas that we in training. Look, run, nigga, get him, catch him.
Come back, hey, come back!
Despite being thousands of miles away from the gang war, Suspect was not quiet on social media while on the run, even in one viral post, flashing a gun while threatening people who had posted funny comments.
All them funny comments. That's all that matters.
Despite waving a gun from a distance, it would be the knife-wielding gang members in Camden that were the real threat. And on May 25th, 2021, the streets of Camden would be disturbed once again by these blade-carrying antagonists. At around 6:21 PM, police were called to Islip Street following reports of an altercation where somebody was being chased by a group of men. By the time they arrived, the chase had progressed onto Kentish Town Road. According to active gang members, this incident was a 20 versus 1 fight where AG member Yevs managed to get away alive after allegedly stabbing someone. Apparently this was the result of a devious plot by Yevs, who went to the op block during a music video shoot all by himself while armed with a knife and wearing a high-vis jacket to blend in. He was apparently recorded from a nearby high-rise running from the group in the bright yellow jacket. The news would report that 2 men were found in possession of knives and arrested on suspicion of a fray. Although 1 man was taken to hospital because he felt unwell, the police did not report any real injuries. And initial posts on social media suggested that Yevs himself was the one who had been stabbed. Both Suspect and T-Scam posted paperwork about this incident, describing it as a 20 versus 1 fight and claiming that the ops were snitching and that Yevs wasn't the one who got stabbed, with the police report stating that forensic analysis on the machete that Yevs was caught with had blood on it that was not his. Soon after the incident, he was picked up by police, arrested on suspicion of GBH, and Yevs would ultimately plead guilty to lesser charges of affray and possession of a knife in public, being sentenced to 22 months in prison, along with 2 other rival gang members that were involved in the armed chase. Clearly Yevs was a fearless knife man in the streets, with Suspect later rapping the rather incriminating lyric saying that if he told you who Yevs had stabbed, it would be a very long list. Yevs would appear to refer to this incident in a freestyle actually recorded in his prison cell in January the following year, calling the fight a 20 versus 1 and confirming that he stabbed someone. At this point, it seemed AG members were completely comfortable showing off their weapons on social media. On June the 8th, 2021, a video of T-Scam dancing with 2 machetes went viral, reportedly taken shortly before his arrest on gun possession charges, likely referring to a November the 20th, 2020 arrest where T-Scam was charged with possession of a firearm after a loaded revolver was found in a park in Camden. On June the 22nd, 2021, T-Scam posted that he was fresh out of jail after getting 4 not guilty verdicts. And then on June the 30th, 2021, T-Scam triumphantly jumped on Instagram Live to show off his new custom active gang balaclavas that the group were planning to release. This was a live where he was seemingly in the trap with fellow active gang members Hitman and A-Kid, who themselves are in disbelief that T-Scam is actually on live in their hideout, with Scam joking that he's actually going to put their faces on the live.
Yeah, you man need, aye, Scopes, you need to get some active gang merchandise, mate. Anything goes merchandise. You man need to get some, go get your anything goes merchandise. This valley's cold. See the hat? Well, everything coming soon, you're gonna be able to buy these, you can buy these already, and these. This valley is neat, bro, look at me. Do you not like the new valleys? They're coming soon. This one here, this one's my one. I'll show your face.
Yeah.
You man.
You don't know.
Instagram Live.
Don't be silly, check it.
Hey, you don't wanna see Hitman? I'll show you him. And A-Kid, you don't wanna see Hitman and A-Kid? Mom's out here. I am, man.
They're not stupid.
Look, I can't show you, look, bro.
Oh, he is, bro. What's wrong with this youth, fam?
You lot now, someone send me 5 bags, I'll show you A-Kid right now. Someone send me 5 bags, I'll show you A-Kid and Hitman right now. Fake face, right now. If we get to 250 views, I'm gonna show A-Kid and Hitman, great face right now. Look, there's A-Kid. This is A-Kid right here.
Easy, man, easy.
This is A-Kid right here.
Easy.
This keys. A-Kid, man, they're gonna see you.
During this time, T-Scam wasn't the only one celebrating his freedom. Just over a month later, in August, Broad Day Assassin gets out of jail too, and they all go on live together with T-Scam and Bugsy. T-Scam would go on to say that he recently did another freestyle on live where he incriminated himself, and if it gets leaked, he's going to report it.
Yeah, give them a freestyle.
They're gonna get something real soon.
Soon, fam.
Real soon,
Yeah.
This comes up funny. Voila.
Who jokes aside though, man, if that live gets leaked, bro, man, we have to report it to the max. You think I'm joking, bro? I'll be done out here.
So on the hell, man.
Oh, no, oh, smoke it, I'll take it out.
Get the trap, make it back.
Make niggas go look for it. Trap probably got it.
He would also go on to say that if anyone posts a video of him slipping up and revealing himself, he would never release music again.
Oh, bro, you lot get over it, bro. Big man thing. If anyone try post a slip up video, Active Gang's never gonna release music again.
The man has spoken.
Big man thing. If anyone posts that video where I slipped up, Active Gang are never gonna do music again.
Retired.
Retired.
Free too smoky, free too smoky.
Niggas
Free Too Smoky, free On Response, free Risky the Bisky, free Yevs, free T,
Free blitz.
free Crash Corn Blitz.
Soon after this, Bugsy starts showing off and is about to say which person each nugget is when T-Scam realises this is probably a bad idea, eventually saying whatever they're smoking comes from Cumbo.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to talk hot, but you get it. That time.
You don't even want to talk hot, but
It's that time. It's that time.
Oh, it's that time. Who's in there though? Bugsy, who's in there?
There's this one here, yeah. You know who that one is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one
That
is.
one.
I think that one starts with a. Oh.
Get me? And then this one, that's that three of them. That's a combo. This one. Three.
Yeah, that one.
Three in one.
That one's a combo.
That's me. But yeah, man.
In a combo there.
I ain't even got a grinder right now. Man.
With more members of each gang back on the streets, the back and forth disrespect on social media persisted through 2021, and it's no surprise that things will be dangerous out on the gang-affiliated blocks of Camden. And the next incident would be characterised by the use of firearms rather than blades. On the 14th of August, 51st members are having a block party barbecue at Clarence Gardens in Cumbo and decide to invite their ops on Snapchat, with Wanda posting a picture of the party on Snap saying they're outside and the ops are invited, with Broad Day reposting the invite saying thanks for the invite, and indeed it would appear that their ops turned up within hours. As the following day, the Evening Standard News reported that a group of men arrived to the party shooting a firearm indiscriminately into the crowd. Unlike the carefully targeted stabbings discussed elsewhere in this story, it seemed as if these bullets truly had no names on them. They hit 3 women, one of whom was 73 and another just 17, plus a 28-year-old man. Apparently, in a stroke of tragic bad luck, the 73-year-old woman had actually just come outside to tell the partygoers to turn down the music when she caught a stray bullet, and footage would
Mind your business, lady.
Stay your ass in the crib.
Mind your business, lady. God damn it.
Disturbing the peace.
Yeah, man, mind your fucking business. Damn. 73, nigga, lay down. Lay your ass down, man. You coming outside talking about turn the music off. Lay down, man.
actually just come outside to tell the partygoers to turn down the music when she caught a stray bullet, and footage would circulate on social media.
Niggas asked for it. Niggas said, my ops know they invited. Niggas pulled up. My ops know don't never invite your ops to no shit like that.
So they know they invited.
You ain't see this nigga posted on Snapchat. Nigga said, my ops know they invited, right? Look, my ops know they invited, right? Nigga said, thanks for the invite. Nigga repost the ops and reposted it.
Thanks for the invite.
Thanks for the invite.
Reposting the invite saying thanks for the invite, and indeed it would appear that their ops turned up within hours. As the following day, the Evening Standard News reported that a group of men arrived to the party shooting a firearm indiscriminately into the crowd. Unlike the carefully targeted stabbings discussed elsewhere in this story, it seemed as if these bullets truly had no names on them. They hit 3 women, one of whom was 73 and another just 17, plus a 28-year-old man. Apparently, in a stroke of tragic bad luck, the 73-year-old woman had actually just come outside to tell the partygoers to turn down the music when she caught a stray bullet, and footage would circulate on social media seemingly showing a younger woman on the ground wounded. The estate would be taped off overnight and into the next day as the police combed the scene for evidence. This shooting caused national outrage, and news reports would soon discuss the sharp rise in violent crime in London.
We do now seem to hear about people being shot dead, guns being fired in parts of North London, in parts of Manchester. You know, there's an awful, it feels like there's an awful lot more gun incidents than there were.
4 arrests would be made 5 days later, and 3 days after that, a 5th arrest would be made in connection with that shooting. Now, you would think that in light of these high-profile shootings hitting innocent bystanders, active gang members would at least attempt to keep a low profile, but not Big T Scam, because just 1 day after that shooting, T Scam drops the song Freestyle, the most viewed video of his whole career, and possibly my favourite track any active gang member has ever released. The song is a gunslinger's anthem, with an infectious hook where T-Scam brags that he was facing 15 years for firearms charges, but his lawyer, or barrister as we say in the UK, did magic like popular British illusionist Dynamo and made those charges disappear. T-Scam would rap on the song with an impeccable flow, with bars all about his violent life as a Camden shooter, rapping that if you're from the 5 and he catches you, you'll end up dead, and saying that they shoot their ops like Ricky from Boys in the Hood, as well as dropping one of the most brutal but funny bars that I've seen in this entire beef, saying in reference to one of his dead ops, likely culprit, "I heard he wanted to rap, now he's dead, he can spit bars with Biggie and Tupac." This was an extremely brazen song to release, quite literally after a mass shooting on your ops block party. But the song was a certified hit, and in my opinion it cemented T-Scam's place alongside Suspect as a top level rapper coming out of the UK drill scene. And T-Scam would go on to reference this shooting in other songs, like his appearance on the season finale of Plugged In with Fumes the Engineer, releasing on Christmas Day 2021, where he rapped that the unknown shooters went insane when his ops sent them an invite, a reference to the earlier Snapchat post. Clearly active gang members were claiming responsibility for this incident. However, there would naturally be consequences to all the activity going on in the streets. On October the 6th, 2021, Broad Day Assassin, who had seemingly been let out of jail just a day before, was shooting a new music video in Camden, when shooters pulled up shooting, with the alleged targets of the shooting actually firing back.
Word was getting around on social media yesterday that a music video shoot had been shot up, and it was none other than Active Gangs.
The news would report that immediately after the shooting, an armed police response unit responded to the property where the music video shoot was going on, with footage later circulating showing armed officers conducting a gunpoint raid at the filming location.
What flat you come from? I'm here for a job, I'm not sure one of the doors. What flat is it you, man, bro? DJ? How many people are in that flat?
There's about 10, 15
There's like 2 females up there, that's it. You guys want to see him? There's 2 models up there. You in black guys, take your left hand out of your pocket.
I ain't got my left hand in my pocket, my left hand's here, bro. You don't need to be. Let's take it right here.
What?
I said they was in my shit.
Marvin.
Mad at them niggas though. No cap, it was like at least like 10 of them niggas, bro. Mad at them niggas.
See what I'm saying? Keep around so I can see him.
You can see him.
I'm trying to.
There's about 10 of us, mate.
And what flat we coming from?
Jay, mate. Yeah, how are we going to work this out one by one?
Jails.
Why would you do it?
And it seemed that the film crew themselves were completely clueless as to what they'd gotten themselves into with this gang-affiliated drill shoot, with the cops even appearing to arrest a model who was working on the shoot. However, not discouraged by the pressure of the ops or the cops, Broad Day proceeded to release his new song honourably just 5 days later. And while Broad Day had previously had success on his collaborative tracks with Lil Dots from HRB, this was his debut solo track and cemented him as the next big rapper to watch from Active Gang after Suspect and T-Scam. However, the music video had been made amid a backdrop of violence and spells in and out of prison. Clearly the authorities were watching Active Gang very closely, and soon Suspect would end up having a breakthrough, landing a major guest spot on a song that would score him his first entry on the official UK singles chart. However, unfortunately for Suspect, amid his rising fame, with thousands of eyes watching his every move, soon the authorities would have a breakthrough too. Throughout 2021, Suspect from Active Gang was having success after success with his music, and he was using these high-profile opportunities to promote and glorify his violent lifestyle as a Camden gang member. On June the 24th, 2021,
so this nigga blew while he was on the run type shit.
For the body.
Like niggas trying to sign him and shit while he on the run though?
I don't know they gonna sign him.
But he getting out there though type shit. Niggas started hearing about Suspect. They said Suspect high.
Suspect has the opening verse and a second verse on the huge plugged-in cypher with Fumes the Engineer. In his lyrics, he rapped about the murder of a rival from 51st, Lewis Blackman, aka Dotty, the Peckwater teen who gate-crashed the ops party and ended up being killed by members of Tottenham gang OFB, with Suspect rapping that they dropped him, so I can't complain, and shouting out his locked-up friends. In the song, he raps that he has 2 G's in his blunt, a metaphor for the 2 gang members, C-Miz and Culprit, that he personally claims responsibility for killing. And he rapped in vivid detail about chest shots, making making his ops lie down, seemingly another reference to Culprit, who suffered this very fate. And Suspect continues referencing his ops in Peckwater, 51st, who wear blue, with a slick lyric saying that he turns blue into purple when he sees red, a reference to the colour made when the blue bandanas of his ops mix with their red blood, and tying it all together with a Suwoo ad-lib proudly declaring his status as a Blood Gang member. These kinds of violent but intricate lyrics made Suspect a favourite amongst fans of extreme drill music, and all of this attention had Suspect's fame reaching new heights. During an IG Live in June 2021, T-Scam also tells a fan that Suspect is still in the same local area, and so is SY, and someone in the background says that they're chilling with Jason Bourne.
Hey T-Scam.
Yo, bro, what?
Where's Suspect?
Suspect, he's local, he went to the shop, he's coming back soon.
Hey.
Yo, when he comes back, I'm gonna show him.
Inshallah, where's SY?
He's with Sus.
He's with Jason Bourne.
Now, despite what T-Scam and Suspect would have you believe, he was not in the local area. He was 6,000 miles away, hiding out in Kenya, but nobody knew it yet. Seemingly hadn't gotten away with murder, slowly Suspect was getting more and more eager to soak up the limelight, having generally kept his face covered most of his career and relying on body doubles in music videos. On July the 19th, 2021, Suspect would begin to get sloppy, accidentally revealing his face on live, teasing a new song with T-Scam. These Instagram live sessions would become a fixture amongst active gang members who were looking to make a name for themselves on the internet. On July the 31st, 2021, T-Scam hops on Instagram Live to let random kids rap, with T-Scam trolling them.
Yo,
yes,
yeah.
You good, yeah?
Yeah, what are you saying? You said you got bars though, you gonna rap?
Yeah, man got bars still, do you wanna hear it?
Yeah, go on.
Listen. Yo, look at my face, I like it.
As soon as that live was done, that nigga was gonna go try to relocate.
Yo,
I like it.
Hey,
He was too popular.
He probably didn't know either though, like, feel me? As a live going, he probably think he's still low, like.
Why am I starting singing?
Another active gang member comes online and T-Scam says that he's high because the C-Miz pack got to him.
Why am I saying my face? Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. He's never coming back in here ever again.
We say you're fried, innit, bro?
Yeah, I'm fucking high, bro. The Miz pack got to me. It got to me.
Suspect then joins, and T-Scam calls him the most famous guy in the world.
Hey, Sauce, I'm gonna add Sauce. Let's add the most famous guy in the world. Suspect AGB.
The live view account then rockets from the low hundreds to thousands as Suspect raps one of his favourite T-Scam lyrics.
Oh, now the views are about to go through the roof.
Gangster. Man, what is it mean?
Nothing, man. I'm here, man. You know me.
I'm
just cool.
Rap. I'm with Biggie and Tupac.
T-Scam would then muse over Suspect's newfound fame.
Bro, look how many views. I can't go live with you.
Yo,
Bro.
this nigga is bugged out, bro.
Hey.
You're famous. Let me get autograph. Let me get your autograph, man. You're famous.
And they would discuss their workflow and parts of songs that Suspect had recorded that they were sending back and forth.
Yeah, bro. Oh no, where are they, bro? And did you finish that thing yesterday?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it's ready still.
What with the chorus?
It's ready still. I just have to go back and get it sent in it.
Yeah, that's calm.
They would seemingly then attempt to throw people off the trail, telling their Instagram live viewers that they would meet in person at the studio tomorrow in Camden.
Actually, no. Hey, listen.
Go on.
Just link me tomorrow or something. We'll go fly there, innit?
Yeah, come. We'll go there tomorrow, innit? What time though? Call him from now. I'm patting it from now so we can just go to the studio quickly.
Nah, literally. This one's due to be brazen, man.
But what time's the studio tomorrow?
Probably at 6 or something.
Cool. I'll come to you like 5:30. Is it the same one?
Yeah.
Now at this point, Suspect would realise that for the last few minutes, T-Scam had the pinned comment as somebody saying, "Rest easy, culprit."
Nah, literally. This one's due to be brazen, man.
No, big man.
I like you pinned that. Oh my god, you're a
What do you mean? There's an accident. I'm gonna change it when the new one comes.
Fans would also ask Suspect when his album's dropping.
Yeah, you man need to drop your tunes, man. This suspicious activity is due to be brazy, still, I can't lie.
Yeah, I just tapped to him.
Nah, come on, my guy. 100%, man. You're gonna see, man. Next month or
No,
something.
trust me, fam. What you man saying, though, man?
Nah, man. It's fair, man.
No, trust me, fam.
Yeah, suspicious activity. What if we put it on iTunes and it's £5, would you buy it?
Yeah, $100, fam.
Yeah, man.
No, trust me, fam. You man are brazy still. I can't lie, man. Brazy
I'm
still.
And one fan would even start rapping his own violent drill freestyle to T-Scam and Suspect, with them reacting, saying they only like it if he really did everything he said.
What you know about 2-man gliding? What you know about 2-man sliding? Upway trips and you know that's mileage. Any upways get blocked like Friday. You must be crazy. Got
Yeah,
bored daily. Yeah, I ain't talking about active gang. What you know about active gang? Members of active gang get round there, someone riding jacks. If you're talking jump out, get splashy and beam in the trap trying to get these racks.
I used to no caps.
Yeah.
That cap though, is it real life?
No, real life, fam, bro. Real life.
The man think I don't
I knew he was gonna say that.
No, trust me, bro. Real life. Real life.
8s and 9s and then start saying the caps guys will be capping.
Yeah,
Nah,
if
bro,
it's
this
real
is
life, that was a good 8.
My son was going live.
Those real life shit, man. No need the cap, man. Good option,
real
rope,
life.
fam. No, fam.
Suspect, and to a lesser extent T-Scam, were becoming household names in the UK drill scene with their social media antics. And with all of this going on, perhaps Suspect felt that the sky was truly the limit when it came to his career. At the height of Suspect's fame, he clearly had big ideas for high-profile collabs, musing on Twitter that he will bring his Punchline A-game to a collab with Dave one day. And then, on August the 6th, 2021, Suspect would get the opportunity he'd been waiting for, when West London drill legend Fredo, affiliated with the Harrow Road Boys on the Mozart estate, dropped his new album Independence Day, including a song called Double Tap featuring Suspect. The song was an instant hit and ended up becoming Suspect's second most streamed song to date, at the time of writing having over 15 million spins on Spotify. The track would go on to land at number 73 on the UK singles charts, landing Suspect his first and only charting song. Double Tap was a surprising entry on the mainstream music charts, considering the violent content and chorus mainly concerned with firearms. But it was also a display of Suspect's top-level wordplay, using double entendres to describe his grisly life in the streets in a way that really made you think, like this line, where he describes having 2 hands on a 12-gauge shotgun, as well as 2 hands being at 12, describing the position of a clock at midnight, as well as using complex football or soccer metaphors like the line, "You don't want to see AM like Ozil," referring to both Turkish football player Mesut Ozil, who commonly plays as a centre attacking midfielder, or CAM, as well as AM referring to the charge of attempted murder, which Suspect doesn't want to see because he wants to get away with his crimes, as well as another amusing and historically accurate bar where he describes his gang using a rusty old gun from World War II, a common occurrence in the UK where firearms are hard to come by, with Suspect rapping that the rusty gun he's using to drill could well have been used to kill a Nazi in World War II, and describing the gun as so old that it's been around since Winston Churchill. It's these kind of clever and creative ways of talking about violence that garnered Suspect his cult following, and despite the horrific acts of violence he'd carried out, he clearly had a talent for music to paint a picture of these awful things that he had done. And he did this with striking honesty, which grabbed the attention of UK drill fans all over the UK, and now the official UK singles chart, making him a mainstream artist. Suspect was one of the realest and rawest drill rappers ever to get on the mic, and he was seemingly doing all of this while on the run from the authorities on serious charges. Days after the song releases, Suspect tweets that his story will be televised one day, and whether or not that's true, it certainly made it to YouTube. Suspect had become a legend in the UK drill scene, and at this point, fans were watching his every move. After the murder of Culprit, their subsequent fleeing to Kenya, Suspect and S Wavy would continue to post together on social media following the murders. However, as Suspect's hunger for fame rose, so too did his need to post, and every time he did post, he would have thousands of people watching. But unfortunately for him, it was only a matter of time before he slipped up and gave some clues, and people on Reddit eventually figured out that he was in Kenya through his social media posts. Exactly a month after Double Tap dropped and landed Suspect his first entry on the UK singles charts, a Reddit user by the name Matako Yambwa made a post on the popular r/UK drill subreddit explaining that he's Kenyan and that he noticed in pictures that Suspect had posted to social media he recognized plug sockets and wall tiles common in Nairobi. In September 2021, Reddit users worked out that Suspect was in Kenya. Despite Suspect trying to confuse people by tagging his location in these pictures as Monaco, he had just made a fatal mistake in revealing his location to the world. But perhaps he didn't even know it yet, and it would take the authorities some time to figure it out themselves. While all this was going on, Suspect's stardom was continuing to grow, and after the success of Double Tap, all the hot new artists were lining up to give opportunities to this mysterious killer on the run. On September the 16th, legendary Brixton drill rapper SR, formerly known as Stabber, yes Stabber, releases the official remix to his hit single Snap It, featuring verses from a handful of the most respected drill rappers from all over London, including Lowski, SD, G-Trap, and of course Active Gang's very own Suspect, with an Agar Grove street sign displayed prominently on the album cover to make his affiliations clear. Suspect would once again appear in the big budget music video via the use of an actor, and whilst this song was allowed to remain on YouTube, the comments were turned off. And this time, Suspect managed not to insult any rival gangsters by name in his verse, but he would end his appearance once again using the Tupac metaphor to say that he stabbed 2 people to death and put them on the news. This would be followed up a week later by another guest appearance on South London drill legend Lowski's album, with Suspect contributing a verse on the booming track Whoosh and Push, another violent drill anthem that saw Suspect comparing himself to Camden's Vladimir Putin, and describing his gang AGB as being as deadly as the Russian KGB. While Suspect was continuing to have success in the industry, his die-hard fans on Reddit, who had now uncovered his location, were beginning to turn on him. In October, on the UK drill subreddit, a poll appeared asking if Suspect was in the wrong for acting like he's still in the UK, beefing people who are thousands of miles away when he knows he's never coming back. A few days later, Suspect would be singing along to a music video on his TV, seemingly yet another layered reference to his dead ops. But by this point, Suspect being in Kenya had become a running joke within the Reddit community, as people would crack jokes in the comments saying that the air looks Kenya, saying that the TV stand and hardwood is clearly sourced from Kenya, and that now he would have to do his drills with a spear. It was clear that Suspect was getting more and more comfortable showcasing himself and his surroundings on social media despite being located. He would post clips in a music studio previewing his music and tweeting once again that he needs a movie about his life one day, and appearing to even broadcast from the car on the way to and from the studio. Suspect clearly didn't let the fact that people had his location stop him from releasing music either. On October the 17th, 2021, Suspect released his new song, Encore, and that came with a music video that even featured social media footage of the Met Police's armed raid on the Broad Day music video shoot. The track Encore itself was yet another instance where Suspect got in the booth and used clever wordplay and cultural references to paint a picture of his violent life, opening the verse using members of the Fantastic Four to describe his powers when it comes to harming his ops. Then, that track was followed up on December the 16th, 2021, when UK rap and grime channel GRM Daily released Suspect's Freestyle Session, another high-energy and aggressive murder anthem full of dark lyrics like this one about using his zombie knife to open people's heads, but assuring listeners that he doesn't eat people's brains like zombies from the movies, as well as gruesome lyrics about killing his ops, peeing on their graves, and claiming that he's the reason there's worms crawling over his ops' faces, even admitting that if he gets caught, he could be looking at 30 years in prison if he doesn't fix up and cover his traces, clearly showing some degree of self-awareness regarding his location here. That track would be followed up by another collab with Nino Uptown, the track Frostbite, on January the 20th, 2022, with Suspect having the gall to describe himself on the song as a block hero and the neighborhood savior, and ending his verse saying his music career is now bringing in a lot of money and that he's now killed his ops with success, as well as the literal murders he committed. This is one of Suspect's last public releases, but you can tell from this one that his arrogance is growing, and at this point he truly felt untouchable. However, little did he know the authorities were hot on his trail as a result of his reckless posting on social media. By 2022, Suspect had been on the run for 2 years and 4 months, seemingly building an entire new life for himself in Kenya. It would appear that while on the run, Suspect met a woman in Kenya named Halima and got married. He would shout her out in the track Final Moments on Suspicious Activity, and they would even have a son together. Suspect's son was named Arif after co-conspirator in the culprit murder who didn't manage to get away, Armed Response. Footage would even surface showing Suspect on a jailhouse FaceTime call with AR, showing him his new son who bore the same first name. Other pictures would circulate, appearing to show Suspect with his face fully on show, wearing an Active Gang hat, with fans calling this the stupidest thing they'd ever seen, with others analysing the scenery in the picture and working out that he was in Mombasa, Kenya. Mombasa is a coastal city in southeastern Kenya with a population of 900,000 people, a popular travel destination for its beautiful beaches. It would appear that Suspect was living a normal life and literally taking beach vacations within Kenya. Rather than living like he was on the run and keeping moving in the face of the authorities and Reddit detectives' attempts to locate him, even once the internet had worked out he was in Kenya, Suspect must have thought no one was looking for him 2 years after the crime, or perhaps he was simply unaware of the extradition treaty between the UK and Kenya. Extradition is the formal process where one country asks another to return a person in order for them to stand trial and serve a sentence, and the UK has such treaties with over 100 countries around the world, including Kenya. Notably missing from that list is Somalia. It still baffles me to this day why Suspect didn't choose Somalia along with SY and Reeks, who to this day have still never been caught. But perhaps Perhaps that was the plan before Suspect met his wife
That's
and
why
had
I
a son
still
in
never
Kenya.
been
Or
caught.
perhaps he just liked Kenya better and he never believes that the Camden police would ever bother coming to find him. Suspect had built a life for himself and settled down in Kenya, but this would ultimately be his downfall. 2022 was supposed to be Suspect's year. In January, he's tweeting prolifically, teasing his upcoming debut album Suspicious Activity, and taking an abrupt break from Twitter after January the 21st with a final motivational tweet reading, "Everything you need is out there, go get it." Perhaps the Metropolitan Police themselves had read that tweet, because only 5 days later, after an astounding 898 days after the murder of culprit, on the 26th of January 2022, both Suspect and S-Wavy were arrested in the early hours of the morning in Nairobi, Kenya, the country's capital. They were charged with the murder of Alex Smith, aka Culprit, after an international arrest warrant had been issued and executed. They were arrested by the transnational and organised crime detectives with the help of the local detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, aka DCI Kenya, with the whole process being coordinated by the ODPP, International Cooperation, Extradition and Mutual Legal Assistance Division. They tracked both of them down to Nairobi's upmarket Kilimani area, where they had been staying since sneaking into Kenya in 2019. S-Wavy was located at the Al Dar apartments, where police used smoke bombs to conduct a dramatic raid, while Suspect was located in his residence at house number A308 in Medea Gardens. The two locations are only about 2.5 kilometers away from each other, about a 7-minute drive. Director DCI George Kinoti said after the arrests that Kenya will not be a safe haven for fugitives and warned any other suspect hiding that their days are numbered, saying outright, "If you commit a crime, be ready to face the law. We will smoke you out." With DCI Kenya announcing the dramatic arrests on their Twitter account and posting pictures of Suspect and S-Wavy the moments they were busted, as well as photos of a dagger that Suspect was found in possession of upon arrest, along with a fake Somalian ID card in the name of Abdullahi Absir Mohammed. Following the arrests, more details would soon emerge of their sloppy attempts to hide out. The pair apparently had gained entry to Kenya on visitors' visas, which they never renewed, meaning that they were considered illegals in the country. After being arrested, it was reported that Suspect's wife and lawyer were due to hold a press conference, where Halima and the lawyer representing both Suspect and S-Wavy, as well as S-Wavy's sister, came out to say that they believed that they had been killed in police custody, since the police had refused any communications with the suspects following the arrest.
There were matters on social media yesterday about 2 young men who were arrested, and purportedly it was indicated that extradition proceedings may be brought against them. And from yesterday we have been trying to get audience from my clients, and my greatest concern is the police have completely refused to give us access from yesterday. The 2 young people were arrested about 6 o'clock from their homes very, very early in the morning, and they have been held, I believe, by ATPU. My brother here was able to talk to the OC in charge of ATPU, and he promised that he would see them at 2 o'clock. But when we went at 2 o'clock, they completely refused to let us see the client. So we are very, very apprehensive. You know what has been happening. You know matters of bodies being found floating, and we really would not want this to happen. So I am particularly disturbed, and the relatives have also been denied access to them. And I would like you, if you can, to let this lady, who is the wife to one of them, and her, whatever,
While numerous pictures of Suspect had circulated which Reddit commenters suggested had located him to the country of Kenya, this particular picture is actually the one that some say led Kenyan police to their exact location. This was a photo showing both Suspect and S-Wavy in the basement of a popular shopping mall only 15 minutes away of where they were caught. This is the AdLife Plaza in the heart of Kilimani in Nairobi, with comments suggesting that the pair would have looked completely out of place in Kenya wearing Trapstar and Nike Tech tracksuits, popular amongst London gang members. One commenter even claimed to have spoken to the mall security who recognized the pair and said that they stood out and that he thought that they were American gangsters, even going on to claim that this particular mall is extremely secure with only one entrance and a strict search policy with 2 security guards, while others suggested that Suspect and S-Wavy had actually been out partying in nightclubs regularly and telling people who they were. This is likely the Club Gemini that's literally located at the top of this very shopping mall. Ultimately, the chase was finally over, and Suspect would now be in police custody. No more nightclubs clubs, no more studio, and no more IG lives. Or so you'd think, as despite being denied communication with both his wife and his lawyer, Suspect would seemingly still manage to access a phone and communicating with friends on the outside world, ultimately FaceTiming his friends back home to show them the luxury Kenyan jail experience he was having, where he was still allowed to have KFC delivered.
Show them yourself.
Show them yourself, cuz.
You got KFC.
However, the finger-licking high life of the Kenyan prison system sadly wouldn't last, and soon after, photos would emerge depicting Suspect during the extradition process. On Sunday, the 30th of January 2022, the pair would be brought back to the UK, and updated mugshots for both would be released, and they would appear at Westminster Magistrates Crown Court on Monday the 31st of January, being remanded in custody, set to appear at prominent British court the Old Bailey on Wednesday the 2nd of February in connection to the murder of culprit. On the 2nd of February, S-Wavy would appear in court at the Old Bailey via video link from Wandsworth Prison, while Suspect did not attend due to illness. Judge Alexi Duran set a plea hearing for the 20th of April and remanded the defendants into custody. However, it would seem that even in the face of his capture, extradition, and charges, Suspect had no plans to put his music career on hold. In a since-deleted Instagram post put up around this time, Suspect's management confirmed that they had been given access to his social media accounts. In a bold-faced post stating, due to unforeseen circumstances, unfortunately Suspect has been arrested. As we all know, Suspect is innocent and will be back in due time. This post was ultimately an announcement that his debut album would be releasing on February the 6th, 2022. And when the 6th came, fans would receive a 12-track album titled Suspicious Activity. The project came with features from fellow AG members Broad Day, as well as his co-defendant S-Wavy, and Suspect himself even promoted the album in a call from jail.
Suspect AGB. Get me, Suspicious Activity out now on all platforms.
The album was an impressive body of work.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I watched too much. Pause. I might just do one more part. Yeah, it's gonna be just one more part. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more part. I'm out to add with my laundry. So 120 likes. And yeah, be back at it. Squeeze.